How are you, my dear students, and welcome again to the third and the last part of our video, which is talking about the connectors. In this part, we are going to know the meaning of connectors and the function of each one, or the functions of these connectors. First, see what are they and why do we need them. When you look to this image, it can make sense for you. It can give you the function or the job of using the connectors. Why I am using connectors in English? Because they join ideas and show how those ideas are related to one another, and they help us organize our ideas, and it's easier for the reader to follow because they are really and actually organizing your ideas. How can we link these sentences? Life in the Gulf is challenging. Life in the Gulf can be really exciting. When you read the two sentences, you think that they are not well connected together, and the meaning is not really complete. So you have to add some of spices that will make your sentence make sense. You can say, despite the fact that the life in the Gulf is challenging, it can be really exciting. So I'm talking about contrast. And you can say, even though the life in the Gulf is challenging, it can be really exciting. And you can say, life in the Gulf is challenging, however, it can be very exciting. So despite, even though, and however, those are called the contrast linkers, and we are going to discuss later in our video. Wait, there is another way. We can say life in the Gulf is challenging, therefore it can be very exciting. How can we link these sentences? I went to a party. The music wasn't good. I decided to stay anyway. I met my friends. We had a great time. You feel that these sentences are not connected together. So how can I link them? Yeah, try to think again. How can you link these sentences to be a good paragraph or to have good ideas? You can say, I went to a party, but the music wasn't good. I decided to stay anyway because I met my friends and we had a great time. In this slide, I'm going to give you a paragraph and I will ask you to use different connectors and change the order of the sentences. This is the paragraph. I went to a party, but the music wasn't good. I decided to stay anyway because I met my friends and we had a great time. So try to give me another way, an alternative way for using some different linkers to link the ideas of this paragraph. What shall you say? What shall you say to link these ideas? You can say, I went to a party, even though the music wasn't good. I decided to stay. Eventually, we had a great time because I met my friends. When you look to this modified to these modified sentences, you can find that all the ideas are linked together and you can understand a good meaning from this paragraph. So can you find a different way to link these sentences? You can find some other different ways using some different linkers to give the same meaning with different linkers. Try to think on this paragraph and give me the answer later. Let's classify our linkers into groups. We have what's called connectors for addition and connectors for cause and contrast, and some other connectors for addition, cause and contrast, and many groups. Let's firstly talk about the connectors of addition. Additionally, furthermore, in addition to, moreover, similarly, likewise, in the same way, besides, not only but also. So, see if you can add some connectors. When I say learning English is important, it's a useful language. It's the international language. You can get a good job. You can travel around the world. You can communicate with people all over the world. This paragraph is without linkers, and your task is to link the ideas of this paragraph. So where can we add connectors? I can say learning English is important and it's a useful language. So I added a new idea. Because of that, I used the linker and, which expresses the addition. Besides, I'm still adding new ideas, so I'm in need for the additional connectors. Besides, it's the international language. Moreover, you can get a good job. In addition to traveling around the world, you can communicate. You can communicate with people all over the world. So this is the meaning and the way of using the additional connectors. Let's take another group of connectors which are called connectors of contrast, such as however, nevertheless, although, though, and even though, in spite of or despite, in contrast to, on the other hand, whereas and while, on the contrary. All these ones can be used as contrast linkers. Connectors of cause and effect, such as therefore, consequently, as a result of, thus, for this reason, because of, in order to, and so that. Connectors of sequence. First, or in the first place. I'm using the connectors of sequence to order the ideas using the cardinal numbers such as first, second, third. So first or in the first place, second or secondly, third, next, afterwards or after that, eventually, finally, and before that or beforehand.